Hi everyone, and welcome to the Nintendo Show, Ep.08. I am your co-host today, Devin Moon, and with me, as always, the Pokeman, Trevor Payne. Welcome.
Oh, what's going on, everybody? Oh boy, I'm excited to be here.
Dude, it is a good episode for you, especially. It is a Pokemon
Oh my
episode.
gosh, it is right up my Poke Alley, dude. Just ready to do this.
I am glad you're here because I know I can't hold this on my own. I single-handedly can't do this.
So, whatever, Dev, you got this.
I'm excited. So usually we do Miyamoto's magical news, but not this week. No newses. We are just going to go straight into the Pokemon. So think of this as like a giant review of Sword and Shield, basically. So it's basically split up 6 categories provided by our fans. Thank you, fans. And if you are a fan, remember, you can write in your question at podcast@nintendoshow.com, or you can go to our Facebook page where you can write there, or YouTube, those comments there. We'll find them and we'll put them into the show, or any other random video game forum. We'll take them from there too. We are greedy that way. We'll take anything.
We'll hunt you out. We'll ours. Get it.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
You watch out.
That's what we're going to get known as.
Yep.
Wild West, baby.
It is the Wild West. It's the internet. Come on, people.
Yeah, exactly.
Straight in, Pokemon Sword and Shield. We got a question from Bill of the Hill. This is regarding graphics. So this whole segment right here will be on graphics. What do you guys think of Sword and Shield's graphic in the graphic department? Do you see a massive change from the Let's Go games? So far, what do you think, Trev, with the graphics? All right. As a whole, what do we think?
So before we dive into graphics, which one did you end up going with real quick?
I got Sword.
Okay, cool.
Did you
I went Shield, so we got so we got all our bases covered, which is awesome. I think I put up a post on our Facebook page, and it looks like most people went Sword. That seemed to be the popular choice.
Yeah. Does it feel good to be like the indie kid? How do you feel about that?
So every time, I don't know why I do this. I always choose the one that's going to be the least popular. Now, I have a reason to my madness. Okay. First of all, it just makes me feel cool. So let me have that.
Yeah. Listen,
but then on top of that, there's exactly. But then on top of that, there's those exclusive Pokemon to Shield that I will catch a whole bunch of, and everybody wants to trade with me because if everybody has the other one, they're like, oh, I want to trade with this dude because he's got a bunch of the stuff that I don't have, and it's harder to track down. So that's kind of my game there.
You're just getting more friends, Trev. Friendship, man. You're just funnel them into you with the Pokemon.
Funnel them in and force them to be my friend by collecting the Pokemon they want.
Exactly.
Yeah. Capitalism.
Through Pokemon.
But anyways, okay, cool. So now, all right.
By the way, thanks everyone, Facebook, for participating. I feel like a populist. I usually am. So
I usually am. No, it's all good. The thing is all it is a few exclusives, which it seems like it'll be pretty easy to trade with all the online stuff. So I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, graphics. What are we thinking, man? What are we thinking when we're looking at this bad boy?
So I feel like I'm kind of mixed. I feel mixed feelings.
Okay.
All right. I feel that it looks better. It looks better. This is the best looking Pokemon game to date as far as like a traditional Pokemon. It's beautiful. Yeah. Now, if I were to put it up against like Breath of the Wild or Luigi's Mansion or other games, it doesn't quite hold up. I feel like they could have pushed it a little bit further, but I don't know, man. It just makes me happy being in this world again, playing with some Pokemans. Yeah. And I think the art style is very pretty. I like it quite a bit. Yeah. What do you think, Dev?
No, dude, I also am in a mixed bag here, just because the art style pulls it through to like a higher, it just looks nice, I guess. Like it's a nice looking art style. I don't think the art style is the thing that's really throwing me off. I think it's just like it's not breathing, like the world is not alive. Does that make sense?
It's a little robotic, huh?
Yeah, like when I'm in the world, I definitely feel like I'm playing a video game still. And I understand Pokemon is like going with the old tropes that they've had through the first generation where you have kids that all look the same, and it's freaking me out, man. Or I'm in the mine and I'm like, hey, that chick looks like that other chick that
this is minor Susie and then minor Lily. And,
yeah. And you're like, you might have different names, but you look the same. Like it's those things that. And what's weird, what I was thinking about, like visualization and stuff, like there's your character is so customizable in this game. Like the things you can do with hairstyles and like the clothing options and all these things. It's so strange to me that they didn't just like Bethesda this thing and just, hit random, click,
random
and then
generate.
Put it on, random generate. And just make a whole bunch of different characters. I understand maybe it's maybe for Pokemon. Listen, I'm not a Pokemon fan, or I'm just, I'm not, I've never been in the, hold on. I am a fan, but I am not, I haven't started from the beginning. This is my real first generation. The only other one I've played is the Let's Go game. So for me, I don't have a history with this game. So when I'm playing it, I'm like, I get it. Maybe for some people, they like having these old school, like everyone looks like the these same. Old tropes. And they do, And I think
but you know what
bums, I think that what bums me out with the graphics. I think honestly, visually, I think it's could live up to maybe a Breath of the Wild or like a Xenoblade 2, but it doesn't make it because those worlds are physics based and everyone's different and characterization's a little bit different and things. I mean, obviously there's a graphical bump in those games, Xenoblade and Breath of the Wild.
Right.
But with the art style, I think they could have made it seem even better than it is. It's it's definitely the prettiest Pokemon game. So, I mean, if you're going into this thinking, I want a good Pokemon game, this is going to be probably one of the better ones and definitely the best graphics wise. I saw like the game, what are the guys? Digital Foundry did their thing, and you watch like the graphic comparison of Yellow or, the last generation, which was, what was the last one?
Sun and Moon.
Sun and Moon. Even compared Sun and Moon into this, is like night and day too.
It's a huge difference there.
Yeah.
It's, but I agree. I think everything feels a little stiff. Like even the Pokemon. So like, I think the coolest part of this, and we'll probably get into it a little bit later, but there's this wild area. It's like the open area where you actually have full control of the camera. It feels more like a third person game, which I want the next Pokemon game to be that. That I think is so cool. But like even the Pokemon that are like out in the wild and cruising around, they just feel stiff and robotic, and there's just like everything's like trees aren't moving, like everything just seems so just like frozen. And I wish, like, even when you go into the cities, I wish there was more stuff going on as opposed to just these static characters, just to make it feel like it's a world that is alive. And I think it would be a little bit more immersive if there was just more going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the characters usually are standing still, and doing the same animations. There's only a few that are walking through the world, and you're like, wow, that's impressive. And like the rest, it's just so old school. Like, and it's so weird coming out of the open, the wild area and into that again. Like the dynamic of
it's kind of jarring, isn't it?
It's a litlittle weird. It's a little strange. And you're like, oh man, I want to move this camera here. But I guess it's crazy. So
it would just make it feel like you're more like you're actually there, as opposed to being the static camera when you're in all the other areas besides the wild area.
Yeah, I think so. Visually, obviously, I mean, it just depends where you're coming into this. If you are just a Pokemon fan and you don't if you're expecting what you have seen before, like the steady increase in graphics that has been going on, then it's that jump. But it's not, you're not going into Breath of the Wild here. You're not going to any of these other games, It's missing that liveliness. It's missing, it's a little blurry. Some of the textures are a little nasty, especially those trees in the wild area. You'll be like, wow, this is right. The tree I saw in Ocarina of Time.
It's true.
So there are problems with the graphics, but I think it's pretty enough that I'm okay. Like, I'm not dying here. I'm not like miserable when I'm looking at it.
I'm still enjoying it. Like,
exactly.
I thoroughly am having a lot of fun with it, and I think it does look nice, especially because this is the best looking Pokemon so far.
Exactly.
So
yes, exactly.
Hey, I guess I'm happy, right?
Yeah, it's kind of
next time.
Yeah, yeah. It's kind of like we said, it's a mixed thing. It's like a disappointed happy. It's like I'm happy, it's better, but you could have done so much better. It's like you're like a parent, and like they hand in the grade, and you're like, well, I guess it's a C+. It's better than last time,
it's
son.
Passing.
But let's try to do better next time. So that's my feeling of the graphics. Again, graphics ain't everything. We're going to go into gameplay. Ip.08 asks, what do you guys think of the gameplay? Specifically, the new gameplay elements introduced into this game. Do they stand out? Is this Pokemon at the best or the worst or somewhere in between? All right, Trev. So as I said, I have only one game under my belt before this one, and it wasn't even a normal Pokemon game. So gameplay wise, is there any standouts? Is there anything that you as like a pro appreciate, that see any differences?
Pro player here.
Pro player. Shield Man is here to save us.
Yeah. No. So it feels very traditional. I do like things they feel a little faster than like the old games.
Yeah.
Sometimes some of those animations are a little long. There's moments in this game that in between turns can feel a little bit like, oh my gosh, I wish there's a fast forward button. Yeah. I do like, so I think visually the Gigantamaxed thing, which if everybody hasn't played this is like basically during like a Coliseum battle match or whatever with the trainers or whatnot, or out in the wild area, there's raids, but you can basically make it a Pokemon like crazy huge, and it looks like freaking Godzilla or something. And I think visually it looks really cool.
Yeah, I think
I don't think it really adds much to the gameplay of it though, because it lasts 3 turns and then you shrink back to a small size. So there's like this little moment that you can get a boost. So I could see where there could be some strategy there. But I don't think it makes a big enough difference. And again, the animation to Gigantamax of Pokemon, sometimes I see myself skipping it because I'm like, I don't want to wait 30 seconds to watch this animation for the 100th time.
Exactly.
Have you experienced that at all, Dev?
I haven't actually gotten to Gigantamaxing or any of that stuff.
Okay.
I'm not quite that far. I think I'm like, oh man, I'm about to head down the hill to the first gym. So I'm about 7 hours in. So I'm getting into the gym. I could in the wild area, go do the max trades or anything, but I've been playing out and about, and there's no one near me with a Switch, or I don't have anything online. So I'm just kind of chilling by myself. So I've definitely seen it. Like I've seen the animation, right? The big ball thing and the turning into a giant Pokemon and all that kind of stuff. As far as the gameplay from this to not yellow, but Let's Go, which I guess was yellow upbead. That's the word for that.
Upbead. Like kind of redone, right?
Yeah, not a remake. Upbead. So yeah, just
Upbead, the new technical term.
From that to this, I'm not seeing like drastic differences in what I'm playing it. It seems the same, a lot of similar animations, especially from the moves that I've gotten so far, which is okay, I guess. And I mean, they're definitely interesting old school animations that you're like, okay, sure.
So, there's some stuff like I feel, like you don't want to get too far away from it because it is a turn-based RPG.
Yeah.
And I like that. I think that's why this game has done so well, is that I think it made a really good foundation 20 years ago,
Yeah.
So I like that they stick with it, and I like that they try little things. Honestly, I liked the Mega Pokemon, the Mega evolutions better than the Gigantamaxing stuff. But I don't know what they could do to mix it up a little bit, because it does feel very samey. But again, like it's like comfort food. Like I get so excited to like, oh, I remember this. Not every game that I play is like this, and so I'm okay with it. But I wish there was just a little bit something. Again, I haven't finished the game. I'm only maybe about halfway. Yeah, but I don't think it's going to change very much as far as gameplay if you've played other Pokemon games.
I think if you've played the the first couple hours, maybe a little further in, you definitely get an idea of what this game is and what it's going to give to you.
gameplay wise though, real quick, Dev. So they make it so much easier to learn new moves and forget moves and not worry about forgetting a move, because there's a place you can go to relearn moves and really mix it up. So I do think that is really nice, because I remember sometimes like I have my high level Charizard and I'm like, oh my gosh, what? I need to forget a move. Which one do I forget? And then I make the bad choice. Yeah. And that's like dramatic and it sucks. They make it a lot easier to play around with that, so that you can really nice. Try things out, see if you like a new build. Also in the game, so do you know what a rare candy is?
I think so. Pretty sure.
Okay, so rare candy, you can feed it to your Pokemon, they increase the level.
That's right.
So in old games, they were really rare. In this, when you fight in the raids in the open world against the gigantamaxed Pokemon, they drop like small, medium, and large rare candies that you can feed to your Pokemon. So you can actually grind those out. And then, like, let's say you catch a new Pokemon, and then sometimes it's like, I don't even want to play with him because he is so underleveled. I'd have to go back and grind. You just feed him a bunch of these candies, and then you're right where you need to be. Yeah, and so you can experiment a little more. So if I were to say gameplay wise, I think that was so smart, because I hated going back and grinding out lower level Pokemon so they could compete. So this is really nice, because I'm noticing I'm switching up my party a lot more because I have those rare candies.
So that's what I was going to say. I feel like gameplay-wise, I feel like Pokemon has a little bit of a problem, especially for new people like me. First off, I don't understand. Like, I understand water and fire and grass, right? I understand those elements.
The basics.
Beat these elements. But then once you get into the other ones, I'm like, who's going to teach me this stuff? Do I have to go online and find this stuff out? Who's this ghost person going to beat this other person and this other thing going to think? It's like they expected me to know the elemental things of things that don't exist, like Ghost.
Yeah. And Dev, you gotta go do your homework, bro.
Apparently.
Come on, if you're going to hang with the crew, you got to go do your homework.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe that's my problem for coming eight games in, or more than 8, but eight on the 8th generation. And I'm like, man, I got some homework. But if you're first going in, you're like the elemental thing. I feel like they just could like describe this a little better to me, how this works on the elemental aspect. Absolutely. Another thing that I thought was interesting is like, if you're playing a player who has 3 Pokeballs or Pokemon on their team, right? And they, after you beat one, then they say, hey, do you want to switch? Which I thought was really cool, because I think Let's Go, I don't remember that. I mean, it could be crazy, but I don't remember them asking you. Do they say that? Do they ask you?
They do. They've been doing that since the very beginning.
So my only thing I would change for them is, why not ask me at the beginning? Because I feel like I have my starter that I picked, right? And I just stick with that as, or at least for now, as my beginning character, or whatever Pokemon you guys choose at the beginning. Why not, before you start the battle, be like, do you want to start with this starter? I just feel like I guess my point is there's 400 Pokemon, right? And how do you even like, how do you even like pick who I want on my team? Who's the best? There's too many that I'm like, I have no idea. And like you said, it's really cool that they came up with like these ideas to give these candies and these other ways to learn like, I would be pissed off if I picked the wrong move because I didn't do my homework. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it
seems a little bit more forgiving.
Yeah, it's nice that they have these forgiving things, but I think if you started with like, hey, pick your Pokemon here, then you don't have to always start with that first Pokemon that you always have. Because for me, I have a super powerful first Pokemon who beats basically every character, who's just leveling and leveling and leveling, where I would like to have my whole team, contribute to the battle so they all are getting their time to play. Because it seems like the one that's fighting gets a little bit of more leveling like up XP and stuff. Yeah. So there's like little things like that. I feel like you could just do a little switch there. I don't know if there's a reason not to, but
I think this is the reason. Okay. Like, so first of all, they want to keep you on your toes, because if you go into a fight, you see them throw out a Pokemon, then they ask you which one you are going to throw out. You could easily counteract it every time.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
The other thing is so like you are going into let's say you're going into like a forest area. you're going to know that fire is going to be advantageous to use. So you're going to put like your fire type up at the very top. So so you got to strategically, depending on where you're at in the game, like if you're in a cave, you're going to be fighting rock Pokemon, which are weak to water. So then or fighting. So then you're going to want to make sure that you have one of those in your first, then you can fight them. And then most likely you're going to be okay. But then when you need to switch, when you defeat one of the Pokemon and it's like, hey, do you want to switch? They throw out their dude, and then you can get strategic of who you're going to throw out to kind of combat it. So a lot of it is about kind of playing the game of, okay, what element type am I going to use?
Yeah, keeping you on your toes. I think, well, first off, I'm a moron because I didn't even think about switching Pokemon into different environments. So that's a stupid person. The other, but I think I agree with you for the surprise aspect, at least in the fighting stuff. But then why are you telling me on the other 3 or however many Pokemon? Here's this Pokemon.
You got the advantage, dude. You got the advantage because you took out that Pokemon.
You won, so okay.
You won, so now it's their turn to throw Pokemon out, and then you can see it, and then you can react because you have the advantage at that point.
For me,
it's kind of like a little bonus for winning.
Yeah, I guess that's fine. I think I just feel like if it's in the game, it wouldn't piss me off to know it at the beginning. If it was a battle between 2 people, like online, I totally get that. Like, make it all surprisey or whatever. Yeah. But I don't know. I think there just needs to be a better way that all the Pokemon are getting some action. And when you have 400 Pokemon, it is really hard to figure out who's going to get action, how they're going to get it. I think they're slowly...
You just go with your coolest looking mons, dude.
Dude, it really is what it comes to. It's like, this one's cool. I hope it works. And then you're like, no, he sucks. He's pretty sucky.
Yeah. And then, I guess he might suck, so then you swap him out. Yeah. It's all trial and error, dude.
I guess it's a struggle. I guess this is the game. So, but I don't know. For me, I understand. Dude. I think it's an interesting game. Like, as a first timer game, the Pokemon's a weird game, man. There's not like
really
a lot of there's no games like this. That I can think of where you're just collecting. That's all. Like, honestly, you're just collecting and you're building them like Tamagotchi's land here. You're just like building them up, taking care of them, petting them, giving them some curry. Who thought of curry? Why is curry a British thing? Huh?
Because curry is become a world phenomenon, and first of all, curry is the best food ever.
No, it really
that is why,
good.
Devin.
No, it really. I'm going to say it's excellent. I just don't think England is known for its curry.
You would think it would have been like potatoes,
tea party or something.
Haggis,
yeah, something like that. But that's fine. Curry's awesome. Big fan of curry. But yeah.
It is kind of silly, but I think there's a lot of
awesome.
Yeah, like it's super weird. There's a lot of good things. So like they've made a lot of like quality of life improvements. The other part about this gameplay that I really like is that you have access to your box of Pokemon no matter where you're at.
Oh, so
on
nice.
the old games. On the old games, you used to have to go to a Pokemon Center and swap out your Pokemon and all that stuff. And now you can just do it on the go, which is fantastic. It saves so much time. The fast traveling is amazing in this as well. It's quick. It works. It's convenient. The other thing, Dev.
So good.
Oh, dude. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, from these little like things, these little life changes that you're telling me, some of these I've already known about. They... to me, make this game, like if I was playing this game, the old stuff, I'd be like, that is miserable. I have to go to some freaking store to do this stuff. Like, it's amazing. Like these changes, I'm like, this makes this game to me probably one of the best Pokemon. Because it was like, how did the pioneers do this before me? You know what I mean? How did they get on the hand cars? Yeah, it's like amazing. I'm like so grateful for all of you suffering for so long for me to get this enjoyable moment. Anyways, keep talking. What was the other?
No, you're just fine. No, so like I've been playing through Pokemon Crystal on my Game Boy Color, and so it's just like so jarring the difference as far as it's. I think as a new player, like you saw in Let's Go some of these upgrades that were very nice. And then they furthered it even further, but it is drastically different in that retrospect. But one thing that I really like is, again, just like in Let's Go, you can see the Pokemon in the overworld. So you can see them running in the grass.
Yeah.
And I like, so you see them running in the grass, but then when you run into the grass yourself, you'll see like a little exclamation or a question mark or whatever it is. And and you don't get to see the Pokemon. So you can still have that random chance. And typically it's a Pokemon that's maybe a little bit more powerful or something that's not matching with the other ones that are in that area. So it is advantageous to go and check out those random Pokemon. So, but I like that you can cruise through the game without random encounters. Because Dev, in the old games, you'd go through a cave. You go through a cave and you're just walking and constantly running into Zubats or Rattatas or whatever. And it was so annoying, and it would take forever to get to one side to the other. Yeah. This makes it so nice. And also when you're collecting, you can say, when I'm running by somewhere and I see someone I don't have, I'm like, oh my gosh, cool, I got to go get it. And I think that makes a huge difference, being able to see what Pokemon.
Yeah, no, I think I am so glad they brought that with Let's Go, because I think there was a worry for a little bit that we weren't seeing them in the trailers. And we were like, oh my gosh, please
it's just
don't
be random encounters.
Yes, to me, I was like, I cannot even picture. Games should not have random encounters anymore. It's an old relic, baby. Let that bad boy die.
Let it go.
Let it go. That thing, I am so happy that I can. Again, it's just the pioneering thing. Like I feel like this gameplay to me is just fine. Like I'm enjoying myself. I really like it. So we've talked about like all the little things that I think are improvements. One of the big things is definitely the open area, the wild area. What are your thoughts on it in general? Are you enjoying that as a place? Yeah.
In between each gym, so I'll go beat the gym, do the stuff in town or whatever, and it seems like this hub that I always go back to.
Yeah.
So I defeat the gym, and you could just move on towards the next gym or whatever it is, but I always end up going back to that wild area and just exploring, because they rotate those Pokemon in every day, and there's different weather, which means that it'll bring different types and different Pokemon that are available in that area. So it's kind of like this, like, oh, I got to go check to see if anything has changed or if there's one that I haven't caught yet. Cause there's still like 400 and some odd Pokemon in this.
Yeah.
So and I am a fanatic about collecting things, Devin. It's you know, when we're talking about addiction, that's it. Like I really have to catch them all. So, and I'm actually with you on that one.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one. I'm like, man, I'm really like, every time I see a new one, I'm like, here we go. Let's get the Pokeball out. We're doing this thing. Like, I really like the wild area. I think it's a really cool idea. It's a cool hub, just to like right in the center. It's a place where you kind of lose yourself a little bit because you see all these new Pokemon and you just kind of go at it. And it's just, for me, it's a good place to. I just leveled up pretty high just sitting in there, and I didn't realize I probably should have, gone out and done other things, because when I played against my little what's his name, Bobo,
right,
Hop, yep, that's his name. Hop. When I played against Hop, I was like, your little sheep is going to get wasted, and it definitely did. Yeah, so I really do like that whole idea. It seems like there are some issues with that. Some people are saying when you see a giant Pokemon that's like a level 33 or whatever, you can't catch them, which seems annoying.
But you have to have the right gym, because every time you beat a gym, you can now control a certain level of Pokemon. So if you once you beat like the second gym, you can control up to level 30 Pokemon and things like that. So they make it so you can't just go and get like something crazy and beat the whole game with that one Pokemon.
I think their thing was like they just wanted to be able to catch it. And then
I don't blame them.
And then just make it be a really annoying Pokemon to play with. Does that make sense? Until you hit the level cap or wherever you would be at. But I guess.
But I think it also adds this thing of like, you see it and you're like, oh man, I want that so bad, but I can't. There's no way I can defeat it. And it kind of adds this like this cool. I don't know. I get excited. I think it's kind of a cool setup.
I agree.
The other thing that I really like is one thing I like that there's like a lot of water. There's a lot of exploration. I wish it was a little bit bigger though. I wish. Yeah. If it felt kind of small. When I got to the other side of it, I was like, huh. Yeah. Okay. This is it, huh?
Yeah. And the other thing that it goes in with what we were saying in the graphics section, that you are, the weather is cool, right? Like it's cool to see snow and rain and stuff. It does not affect the world at all. Like it affects the fighting, which I think is a cool idea, but it doesn't affect anything in that world. Like it's still green and it's still normal and there's no snow falling on the ground. Like it's just like,
it's not
just
sticking. You're like,
it's like just some random weather and you're like, oh, okay, I guess it's happening. Like it's just not, again, it's just not, it's weird in a game where you are going out to see creatures in this world and they're trying to make it like living because these creatures seem alive in the way that they're characterized and the way that they look, are just really cool and creative. But man, it's just not, it does not come alive in the whole world. Like the whole world itself to me isn't alive. And the wild area also suffers from that. I think it's just a little flat. And I mean that literally, it's just flat. But I do like the idea of it. Like I think, and dude, seriously, once you get a hold of that camera, it's hard, honestly, to go into those other places again without it. It is a little weird. It's a little jarring.
It is super.
I think it would be cool to see that on the next one, but I guess we'll see what they choose to do. And you know what?
I think we will. I think they're going to get a lot of feedback of how that is such a benefit to the gameplay itself. Yeah. And just makes it feel more immersive. And, maybe, I mean, the thing is, like, I get hopeful and every time I kind of get let down because like I really, as much as I love Game Freak and they've done this, I would like to see someone else give it a shot and see what they could come up with. Cause you know what, it does feel a little stale, even though I love it. I would love someone to just like really make it weird. Like I want them to get weird with it, Dev.
No, I feel like again, this is my first one and I can already tell that like this is just, it's not as huge as a jump that everyone wanted. And for me, I'm like, I feel you, y'all. I would love to see it a different way. But anyways, so mechanically, are we thinking it is better, worse, or somewhere in between?
Definitely. No, definitely better. There's enough stuff that make it better and like more easier to get to the fun stuff, if that makes sense.
Nope,
so I would say definitely better than past iterations for sure.
Yeah, from what I've played, definitely, and from what I've seen of old games and stuff, this definitely feels like a better Pokemon and an easier one to get into. Story, number 3. She that asked, what do you both think of the story so far? I know Pokemon isn't usually known for great stories, but I sure love them. How do you feel this one holds up in the pantheon of the Pokemon? Again, I'm not much up here, but the last one that I played, this story is almost identical to that story, except there's less Team Rocket in it and weird whatever the crap was going on with Team Rocket. But
here's a little secret, Dev. The story is like almost always the same. Yeah, like it's the same construct. Your goal is to become like the champion of all Pokemon masters and defeat the elite, whatever they're called, and get all your badges. So it's usually the same stuff, but then there's like set dressing around it that changes each time. Yeah, this one I think it's kind of cool how you follow. It's like how soccer or football is so huge overseas. And it's like this sport. And so you have like these, I guess not necessarily teams, but these like players that people follow. And I like that part of it, of how Hop, your rival, your friend or whatever, his older brother is the champion of the whole region and super well known. Everybody loves him. And he endorses you to go on this, quest to get all the gym badges and one day battle him. And I think that's cool, but it honestly, every single one of these are kind of the same story, just mixed up a little bit. So I wouldn't say that this is a great story. I think I'm having fun with it. I really like this region too. Like it's really speaks to me. Yeah. But I do want, I want something different. I want them to get real weird and different with the story because I feel like we have the same thing every single time.
Yeah, I got that feeling, obviously, because when I played the first game, which I know it's not the first game, but it was based off the first game, I was like, well, this story is the same as the first game, which, like, I do think they do better at making Pokemon a thing here. Like, this world, Pokemon's a deal. and fighting is a big deal. And I think that's really cool. I think that concept of soccer,
it's a sport.
Yeah, I think the sport, like you even can grab, you can get uniforms and stuff like that. I like that idea. I just feel like
I love it so much. I think it's so. I think that part is so cool.
Yeah, I just feel like the rest, and even when I saw Team Rocket, like I understand people like love Team Rocket, maybe. I don't know if they do, but from like the cartoons and stuff. But like
they've been a staple.
Yeah, they've been a staple. But for me, I'm like, it's just like a group of wacky people just following you around and being annoying. Like it's just so, it's not groundbreaking. It's not blowing my mind. I'm sorry, she that asks. I know you like the story, and I know there's probably someone out there that's pissed off and is like, I love them stories. But for me, it's like I would love to see a little switch. Just I feel like having the same character models and just fighting the same fighters is an old stay that they've kept on forever. I feel like having the same story is an old thing that they've kept on forever. I'm like, these things can change. Like they don't have to be this way. They don't have to be this way.
You can mix it up. But the thing is it always sells so well. So I know that the Pokemon Company and Nintendo, they're nervous to mix it up too much because then is it going to get a lot of backlash and ruin the Pokemon brand?
Well,
dude, I mean, but isn't it hurting the brand, keeping it the same where it gets stale over time?
Yeah, and I wonder who would Oh, sorry, Jeff. Go ahead.
Oh, no, you're good. No, you're just fine talking over each other. This, I'm very passionate. This story, like, I feel like Pokemon as a world and like a universe and all that stuff has so much opportunity for some really rich stories to be told. And some of the Pokemon, like the anime and the movies, get into it a little bit more, which I really like. I just wish the games could go a little bit deeper with storytelling, because they kind of give you like here's a plot, here's like a real basic story, and then just go do your thing. I do see an opportunity to actually make it a story. Like they just give this thin layer of a story throughout the whole thing. It's like really dig into it, make it meaty.
Yeah, I don't see why they can't. And I almost wonder, is this Nintendo or is it just Game Freak themselves? Just because Nintendo, they have the same IP, but they're not afraid to do something weird with it. Like no Mario game is the same, and no Zelda game is the same. Zelda does use the same tropes because it's Legend of Zelda. You know what I mean? It's Legend of Zelda. It's a legend. The thing happens over and over and over every 100 so years. Like this is what the game's about, but they twist it enough that you're like, okay, the story's a little different than the last one in some way. So I don't know. I don't know who is to blame or what's to blame, but I do agree. The story. I mean, we're comparing it to what, right? Comparing it to who? Yeah. Like if you're going to compare this story to, I don't know, like God of War or something that's really more story heavy, then no, it's not going to beat anything. Or if you're comparing this to another Pokemon game, it's probably close to any other Pokemon game you've played. Almost identical. Probably. It feels like there's a little less of the weird stuff around it than the old stuff that I've seen, but. Again, I don't think the weird stuff was great to begin with. So the music from Radadad asks, I know you both love video game music, which we do. How is the music in Sword and Shield? Is it good enough to be playing on the show?
Oh, it is like it? So, Devin. So, like, I normally play handheld, and lately I've been playing it on my old Switch that's docked because at my computer I have like really nice speakers and a sub, and there's this like the music that kicks in when you're battling. Oh my gosh, I don't know what it is because it's like a variation to the very first game's music. Yeah, and it's a variation, but it has this cool new dude. There's this part where it has like this cool double bass on the drums, and it gets me hyped, dog. Yeah, dude, like it is so freaking cool. So I have been bumping that at home. I love it. I like hearing those old tunes where it's this nostalgia, but then it's this remix of it, and I think they do a really good job with the music. I love it. I know. I actually agree. Somewhere, I don't know where, it might have been Game Explained. Someone was like pissed off or hated the music. One of the reviewers, you are insane.
You are crazy. This music is amazing. Honestly, when watching the only thing that pisses me off is it's another thing where I'm looking at the voice, like there's no voices. There's no voices in this
voice
game, and it pisses
acting
me off. Yeah, I'm just like, come on, have the voices. But like, you have this amazing music going on around these characters and around everything, and it really like brightens up this game. It gives you, it makes you feel a lot more happy, gives you a lot of energy. Like, this is really, really good music, and we will be putting it in this episode probably throughout. So you guys get a taste, because like, honestly, it is really good. And then it stands out. It just is loud. It's in your face. I think it just stands out. And I think it's probably because it maybe stands out more because there's no voice or anything else. Like, probably not many sounds you barely hear, but like, it's really, really good. I really enjoy it. Like you said, twist on old things. It's really good stuff.
Yeah, and there's still some new, and I think it's really good. Like, I've been thoroughly enjoying it. I get stoked to just get into those battle sequences, dude, because there's this part. It kicks off. It's pretty good. I'm liking it. And then, dude, it's always like 15 seconds in, and then it goes, and I just get so excited every time, dude. Anyways.
No, I'm with you. I love it. I think it's a great music. I think it actually is probably one of the best parts of this game is the music. It really is a standout.
It's charming. I like it.
The Pokemon is the next. Lassie Lou asked, how does Gen 8 hold up to the other Pokemon generations? What are the standouts and the duds for you two?
Ooh, so duds are the starters.
You really hate the starters, huh?
Oh my gosh, their first form, like their first, like when you choose them, they are adorable. I'm just like, you guys are all so cute.
I gotta say, as a starters, because we have another question about starters later on. I was looking at the starters, and this generation for me, I think, has the best 3 starters. I think all the way to maybe Gen 1. Obviously, those guys are all well known and whatever.
Think you can go wrong with those. Yeah.
No, but when I'm looking at these 3, I'm like, these are really cute, cool looking starters. Like the other ones before were okay. There's some fine designs, but I think design wise, I think these are probably the best 3 in a long time, just like consistency wise. But yes, I agree. Like I chose Score Bunny. And I don't like
Score Bunny dudes. Huh?
Yeah, I don't. Again, populist. I don't like the second,
the final evolution.
I haven't seen the final, but I'm into second evolution, and I'm not a huge fan of the second evolution. I think it's okay, like it's like a ninja bunny, I guess. But
no, he looks like he's from Sonic. Like he looks like he's straight out of the Sonic universe because he's all humanoid looking and
gross.
I am not on all of them. Yeah. Okay. The final evolutions, you'll get there. You'll check it out.
Yeah.
I'm not happy with it because the final for the starters are supposed to be epic and cool. Yeah. Like I'm not going to give any too much details because I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but I'm not happy with them. I think they look kind of lame. The only one that actually is passable is Grookey's final evolution. I think is pretty good. I think that's good, but I went with Sobble because I've always been like a water boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but his is so bad, dude. I think it's the worst one.
I don't know. So I know someone compared it to James Bond, but I don't know what that even means.
Yes, and it's so bad, Devin. Like I honestly don't even want to keep leveling him. I'm like, I'm gonna pick some up. Okay, so starters. Impressive. We got into starters. Whatever. Yeah. It is what it is. They're amazing at the start. I don't think that they finish strong because, like, dude, with Charizard, Charizard. Venusaur and Blastoise. They were all that's a good point. Cool.
That's a good end.
Like they were all so epic, you know? Like so anyways, I wish that these were a little bit better, but it is what it is. Yeah. But there are a lot of other really great Pokemon that have been added in this game.
Yeah.
I don't really want to get into too much detail.
Too detail on it. But I think overall, let's just do an overall, I guess then. I feel like I think this is probably one of the better generations in a long time as far as what they look like. I think I think there's a lot of good looking Pokemon. There's some cool standouts, I think. Kind of disappointed about hearing that the starters don't go too hot. But to be honest, and again, for me, almost all of these Pokemon are new. You know, there was a little seal pig And I thought that was cute. And I was like, this is probably not new at all. This is probably from something else. So for me, they're all new. And it's hard for me to tell you which one is the best.
Which one's which? Yeah. And I don't blame you. Like, it is, you pretty much are experiencing almost the good majority of these as new Pokemon. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
So what a cool thing for someone new to the game to experience all of these. But I went through the Pokédex for Gen 8 and was just cruising through looking at them. I know I spoiled them for myself, but there's some really cool ones. And so I would say like this isn't my favorite generation of new Pokemon, but it is up there. There's some really solid picks that I like a lot. So, if you want to spoil it, go Google it.
Yeah. I feel like it's, again, one of the better. Yeah, obviously it's going to be hard to beat some of them. I would say Gen 1 is probably near impossible to beat, but I don't know.
Hey, 2 does an amazing job. That's probably one of my favorite.
Yeah.
So, but they all have cool new Pokemon. I love it. Like, I love that there's a good variety. So I think
it's just amazing that people are coming up with ideas at this point, y'all. So just be happy that there's something, even if it's a teapot. At least there's some ideas happening here.
The teapot's stupid. I hate those Pokemon. I am a bunch of keys on a key ring. It's like, no, I'm a floating sword. Bull crap, dude. That is not a Pokemon.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Like, I'm an apple.
You're running out of ideas.
Yep, anyways, definitely. So final thoughts, Trev. Matty S., what would you score the game? What is our final thoughts on the game? Is there anything else you want to talk about that we need to dive in anymore? Okay.
The last thing that I want to dive into. So final thoughts on the game. I don't think I want to throw a score on it just yet, just because I'm only like halfway through. There's a lot, because each Pokemon game, like even though you go and you beat the Elite Four, whatever it is in this game, there's a lot of end game stuff typically in Pokemon games. And so I don't want to necessarily give it a score until I can get to that point and see what that end game looks like, see what the longevity of this game is. I'm not going to just like finish it and be like, okay, I think I'm done, or am I going to want to keep playing? So I'm not going to give it a score, but right now, so far, as of where I'm at, I would say like this is a super fun game. If you even have any kind of like tangential love for Pokemon, check it out. Like, it is really good. It's one of the best Switch games right now. I would highly recommend it. So check it out. It's great for new players, for old players. Super awesome. Real quick before I get to my last point, Dev, what do you think as far as, would you score it? Would you?
I'm gonna try it. I'll give a tangential score, just because for me, I'm not going to worry about, for me, Pokemon and these, like, I don't care about end game in a lot of games. For me, I'm just gonna go straight through story. And I know it's not going to be too much different than what I've played. So I'm going to give it a tangential score. It could be better. Like again, this is not the final review of us at all. But I would say for me, it's probably like an 8 to an 8.5. Cool. I think it'll probably get to an 8.5. The more I've been playing it, the more I've been enjoying it. I think I would score like Let's Go like a 7.5, somewhere around there. I think this one is definitely a more enjoyable game. I like the things that they've added from those games. I know.
Cool.
So for me, I'm enjoying myself. Again, like I said, Pokemon is a different game, guys. It's a totally different beast. You're used to side quests. You are used to open worlds. You are used to all these things that every other game copies. This game is not that game at all. It is about collecting. It is about just being addicted to that kind of collecting and building your monsters and fighting. And that's it. Like, that's the game. And it's kind of weird having a game where that's it. You know, it's hard to be like, usually you're like, there's this, and then there's this and this and this and this and this and this on top of it. But it's cool that this is what it is, and it does it really well. And I think this is, from what I've heard and what I feel, it is probably one of the better Pokemon games. If you, again, like Trevor said, if you're a Pokemon fan, you need to get this game. I know you guys are a little bit pissed off about not having your people in there, and I get that. I understand that. But like, as a game, it's a solid game, and I think they improve on things that definitely needed improving. Do they need to jump up on the next one? Yes.
Yeah, they need to really push to the limit.
Do not even come out next year if you don't. Like, if you don't have the crew, don't do it. Like, if you want to stay small, then have a longer gap. Make it 3-4 years. I know Pokemon fans will die, but then you'll get a better game out of this, guys. If you want a better game and you need to, it's like you're all pissed off, but this is what we've created. We've created a monster that has to come every year. We've created Madden out of Pokemon. Do not let that happen. Like, this game has so much potential. This could be in that Breath of the Wild, Pokemon, and RPG elements. They could even have side stories in this game. They could do things in this game that would be amazing. That's why I say that Ubisoft, if they had this, or someone else like that who has experience with this kind of stuff, has a huge 1,000 people team, they could do this. And I feel like Game Freak could do this too if they have like 1,000. If they decided instead of 100-person team, let's have 1,000 people team, and we'll have people focus, just make these HD assets of our 1,000 Pokemon. And then we're going to have another team that just focuses on gameplay and the world, and another team that focuses on the world. I just feel like they're an indie studio that has the greatest and biggest title, and they just can't keep up with the demand, sadly. And so for me, I'm like, give them more time, or they need more people. And I just feel like next generation, it needs to be more than this. I'm loving this game. And like Trevor said, this is one of the best games on the Switch, and you need to get it. But that's saying something, that this game that has all these flaws could be even better. Like, a game that's one of the best games on the Switch can be even better. This could be better than Zelda. This could be better than Mario. And it isn't. And that is it's on us as fans. And it's on the Game Freak as well. So I feel like, I'm sorry, man. Soapbox.
Geez. That was, honestly, though, I agree with a lot of your points. Give them time. I would, if they take 5 years off, I would be so happy with that. Because then, as long as they took 5 years off and tried something new and added to it and make it. And so, like, I would, even though I love having a new Pokemon game every year, I would totally be cool with that. So,
definitely. All right. Anything else, Trev?
Oh, yeah. The last thing.
Yes, last thing. No. Sorry. I went on for like an hour and a half, so that's on me.
No, you're good. Last thing. So the online stuff is actually kind of cool. Okay. So they've had a lot of these same online features as the past iterations over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But something that I really like, so if you're connected to the internet while playing this game, you have you noticed on the left-hand corner side, it pops up little things of what you've been doing?
Yeah.
I was so like, ask, it'll show like, hey, thing? It is. So this is really cool. Like, I like in my feed. So I'm playing it, and my little boy Jackson is playing it.
Yeah.
And it's so cool because we'll both be playing online, and I'll see like, oh, he caught a Pikachu. And then I'm like, Jackson, that's awesome, dude. And so it creates this like cool social experience where I'll be playing and be like, oh, Dad, I saw that you fought a raid, or what is it? Oh, did a raid against this guy. And I was like, dude. And it made this conversation, and I thought that was so cool.
No,
I wish you could go a little bit further and maybe or show some kind of that you saw that and acknowledged it,
like a kind of a Death Stranding thing where you can do likes and comments and stuff like that, make it a little more interactive between the things. Between
the online activities is like have some kind of connectivity of saying like, hey, I liked that, or I want to comment on it, so bring up the keyboard so I can type something like, dude, way to go, that is awesome. And so I thought that was really cool because it felt that part made it feel like a living world, that other people are doing the same thing that I am, and I can kind of see what they're doing. So all my friends, it feels like this list is just going crazy because I see all the different things everybody's doing, and that part I think is really cool. So maybe they could expand on that as well. But other than that, the online stuff seems to work just fine. The matchmaking for the raid battles, I haven't had any issues. If you aren't online, it throws computer players in. At least that's what it seems like.
That's
nice. You can still experience that if you're not online. But overall, I liked it.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I'm done with the Pokemons, dude. Whew.
Yeah, man. Whew. That was a big review.
Shoot. That was a lot of talk.
Yeah, that was a lot of talk, like 50 minutes.
I hope it was informative. Hopefully it wasn't just
just rambling on.
Just rambling about the weirdest crap.
Yep. Anyways, that is our segment there. All right, everybody, let's get into who did it better. So how this works is we pit two amazing video game persons, places, or things against each other and declare once and for all who did it better. This week, sticking on the Pokemon theme, who is the greatest starter Pokemon of all time? So we'll each choose one, and then we'll battle it out, Pokemon style, Trev. Yeah.
All right. You enter battle first, so you have to throw yours in first.
Okay. I am going to choose...
who's your boy?
I'm going to go with Pikachu. I know. Populist again,
shoot.
and classic. But hold on. We need some rules first. We need some rules here.
Okay.
We're not going... Are we going to go into like evolutions? Or should we just stay with the first evolution? Because I'm feeling we should stay with the first evolution.
Oh shoot! No, dude. The starters are all about like the final, dude. It's the end game. It's
is a gorilla a man? Is a monkey a man? No,
I don't know what you're asking.
Evolving. Trevor.
Is a totem man?
Is a or is a little squirmy thing in the water.
All right. Okay,
you see what I'm saying?
This is what we're doing. We're gonna do the best first evolution,
first,
and then we're gonna do best final evolution.
Oh, dude, now you see again. I only know very few Pokemon.
Dude, that's not my fault.
Listen, it is your fault because I'm gonna lose.
Oh shoot. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna go Charizard then. Again, populist. Dude. Okay, there it is.
Hey, I agree. That's probably one of the best ones ever. So are we going? All right. So you went Charizard on the final.
So I went, whatever his name is in the beginning. Charmander?
I'm gonna go,
is that right?
Yeah, you nailed it, dude. Good
Charmeleon?
Yeah,
right, go ahead.
Oh boy. I think it is Blastoise. All right, hear me out.
All right.
That's the one I got. I got Pokemon Blue back in the day, and dude, I was so happy about it because I was so into Ninja Turtles at the time that it was like, shoot, I got to go with the turtle Pokemon, and he is so freaking cool. You can't go. I don't think you can get cooler than a big old turtle with water cannons shooting out of its back, and it just is like he's thick, he's meaty, he's a bad boy right there.
That's true. He's a cool looking Pokemon. I give him that.
Blastoise is awesome,
but you know what? Beat Charizard? Yes, he can. Okay, so
he can. So if they're fighting, yes. But Charizard, I really think is the most iconic looking Pokemon. He just like, who doesn't like a dragon? Yeah. Like, honestly, I think they need to make more dragons in Pokemon because everybody loves them. I love them.
I think he's probably the most popular dragon of all time, probably. I can't think of any other dragon. Like, you got Smog, maybe, and Charizard. He's pretty popular. And
Barney? Oh, wait, that's a dinosaur. The world's most popular. You know what? He might have little wings. We don't know.
He might have fire somewhere hiding in there. Yeah. For me, Charizard... I think just as an iconic character, he is almost up there with Pikachu as far as an iconic character.
Really is.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, but again, but actually, I would have to agree. Blastoise is I think Blastoise is a cooler looking Pokemon by far. I like the cannons. I think he looks really sweet, But again, like if it's hard to beat they're both classics. I don't know, Trev.
Real quick, who would you like to hang out with more? Who do you want to like? If you're kicking it, just hanging out, who do you want to chill with?
Blastoise, man. You're right, dude, Blastoise.
Blastoise looks like a Pokemon that could party. Dude, he looks like he could get down.
just chilling on the couch, having some drinks.
Yeah, he seems like he's a big boy, So like maybe I can relate to him. Okay, so back off.
No, I get it. I think Blastoise is a good choice for sure.
All right. Cool. We can go back to the starters.
We'll just end with that because to be honest, this fight isn't going to go anywhere. Because I'm like, as far as starters go, I mean Pikachu. If we're going by just popularity, I don't know if you're going to beat Pikachu.
He's fantastic
ever. But yeah, there's other
Pikachu's
good ones.
Best. I like Froakie.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Frokie's a cute little.
I kind of like
Garuki.
I think, is it Garuki, right?
Yeah, Garuki. He is adorable. Like he is just.
Yeah, he's really cute.
He's just a cute little guy.
And I think Score Bunny's cool personally, but that's me. I don't know. I like those two newies, but I know you're a Sobble boy. I know you like your Sobbies, but
I like
Blastoise,
little fishies.
Blastoise and Pikachu hanging together. Best of times, worst of times, greatest starters.
Yep. And then we combine them together and we get a Blastachew, and because we got them to breed, and then we got a Blastachew. Just kidding. That's probably an abomination.
Like that's the worst choice. He's got to shock himself all the time.
That's the next game. That is the next game. What they're going to do is they're going to make these weird mashups where you could like breed the Pokemon and you get these weird Ligers that are just like abominations, and it is weird. That's where we're going with it.
Yeah, definitely. Like, oh man, I think that's a great idea, Trev. Just creepy. Yeah, like you get to make the Pokemon this time. You know,
yeah, it's a choose your own Pokemon.
They've had their time to make their Pokemon. It's my turn now. I'm gonna make some real freaks. It's gonna be great. Make it happen, I love it. Game Freak.
Yeah. Choose your own adventure.
We're gonna make some real evolutions. Yeah.
I love it.
Let's get some breeding going. No. So that's it. Listen, y'all. I know it wasn't the best Who Did It Better segment. I'm horrible at this.
That's probably one of the worst ones.
I tried.
No, it wasn't you. It was us.
I looked at starters and I said to myself, I don't want to look at all their evolutions. How much time do I have?
Yeah, who wants to do that?
Good heck. Anyways, that's it for that weird segment. I'm sorry. It's usually better than that, but that's what it is. You get what it is now. Fan questions. Miss Nintendo 95 asks, hey Dev and Trev, with Super Nintendo World being built in Japan, what rides would you create for a Nintendo theme park? Obviously, Trevor, we got to start with Donkey Kong Country's roller coaster. I mean, it is obvious.
Oh my gosh, like obvious. That is a ride. And they got to have it where like the freaking cart actually goes off a jump off the rails. Okay, it has to get off the rails and then it lands, and it has some kind of weird mechanical or like magnet thing where you're like, oh shoot, I'm gonna die. But every time you land, but unfortunately 10% of people will die. So
unfortunately, it is a Donkey Kong Country game, and it's based off the game, and there's a lot of dying, especially in Tropical Freeze. So it's going to be a lot of lives lost, but we're going to miss it. No, dude, it has to be a minecart ride, y'all. Yeah, I mean, when I played Mario, what's another one? Trev?
Okay.
What would you put on?
Sticking on the Pokemon theme, we're playing Pokemon Snap, dude. We're going to give everybody a camera, and then everybody's we're just in a nice little car. It's very family friendly. Everybody's taking pictures, and then you get chased like by Charizard, kind of like as if it was a T-Rex. I want to get Pokemon Snap. Fan. Just take pictures. Okay. That'd be great.
I actually would like
people
that
in Pokemon
suits. Yep, I would like. Okay, it got worse at the end there, but I really like your idea. No, dude, Pokemon Snap would be amazing. Please, that'd be cool. That would be great. Listen, I hate Pokemon Snap in general as a game, but in real life, if I saw some like hologram Charizards and things out there in the world, I'd be down for that.
It'd be pretty cool. Yeah. Well,
and someone in a costume's really cute too, Trev. But it's a new era, my friend. It's
very homemade looking. So it is my goal to bring up Pokemon Snap on every episode.
No, hey,
because like I'm running at like
it so much.
60-70% of the time. Oh, and I don't even love it that much. Like I really love it, but not. I just think it's a fun. It's my gig. It's my little gag.
We got to bring it into the universe. The Switch is ready. Bring it in. Bring it in. Thank you.
You got any others? I think that's it.
That's all we need. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, just kidding. I bet there's other ones you could do. Mario. What would Mario do? He's jumping. You can jump with Mario, kids. It's gonna be real cute. It's gonna be real fun. Stomp on some mushroom heads. No, I have no idea what else they're gonna do. Mario Kart would be obvious. Mario Kart would be obvious.
Okay. You just go all right, there's one. Yeah, everybody gets go kart. You drive around, throw shells.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Cool. Come on. It'll be like Cars Land. Okay. Cookies and Cream has taken issue with our last comment of our last episode regarding Luigi last week, Trev. He or she says that Luigi is better than Mario. You hear that? He's better than Mario. So what do you think, Trev? Can we build a case that Luigi is better than Mario? Come on.
I know last week we said Mario's better, and we're like, oh, that's a given. That's easy. Yeah. But, Cookies and Cream was pretty upset about that. And
he seemed a little
angry.
What?
The more I think about it, so, all right, I want us to do a little experiment here, okay? I know that we leaned towards Luigi last time. Let's make a case. Let's make a case for Luigi, whether we agree with it or not, just so we can, satisfy those Luigi lovers out there.
Satisfy the people.
So,
first up... Trevor,
I'll throw this on you. I can't. Luigi sucks. Luigi sucks.
Hey. No. You hold on. You shut your dirty Mario mouth. Here we go. Luigi has better hops than Mario. In a game,
his hop is floaty, and it's the worst.
Yeah, but he can go at least 2 platforms higher than Mario. Mario can't even, in a game, in a world that everything's about jumping. The whole world is based on jumping. Mario isn't even the best at it. You know what I'm saying? He's not even the best at that.
Also, he has better control. Luigi's a friggin' flipper, dude. Like, he's just over there just skipping his little legs. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's a freaking spaz. He is a spaz.
Trevor, we're making a case for Luigi right now.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot.
You're tearing his sweet slidey legs down. Now, those feet are sure full of Vaseline or whatever. I get it. He's a slidey mofo. Yeah. But he's got the hops, and he can flutter. He basically is flying. He's almost like Peach. Now, the other thing he can do, he has a brunette. Now, if you're into blondes, that's fine. But if you're into brunettes, you feel me, bro. We got Daisy.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god!
Suck it, Peach. Daisy's here to stay. Now, the other thing,
I don't know if that's canon, Dev. I think that's fan fiction right there, dude.
It might be a little bit. It's all the thing I can think of, Trev. And now the other thing, I
support this. Go ahead.
Is that Mario's essentially being Bowser over and over again, while Luigi is beating several different ghosts and in different mansions all around the world, and he saved his brother at least 3 times. 3.
That's a good point.
Now, how many times has Mario saved Luigi? Don't answer that question. Now, that's all I can give you. He's
know what?
Green is better than red, right?
Green is a better color than red.
He's thinner than Mario. He's more in shape. Go. Yeah.
Mario went downhill, dude.
So there's
Luigi's in there pumping the iron. He's in there just like he's putting in the minutes, dude, to keep that.
He's going on his Instagram.
Shape.
He's doing photos. He's getting those ladies, those brunettes.
Dude, plus his abs. Luigi's abs. Have you seen an
8-pack? No, I've seen it. It's an 8 with a 10 coming on. A 10 is squeezing in there. Mario, get it together. Get your act together. Your brother's making you look bad. He's a cuter man.
Totally is.
No, to be honest, he is definitely worse than Mario. Thank you, Cookies and Cream. It's been nice.
That was fun. I enjoyed that.
That was fun, though. Star Wars 66 asks, I know it's not a Nintendo question, but knowing you love Star Wars, what are your thoughts on The Mandalorian? And have either of you played Fallen Order yet? Trevor, Mandalorian, let's get our Star Wars on. This is like a show made from heaven for Trevor. Pokemon,
yes, my
Star
2 favorite
Wars
things
together.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe it's cold outside.
Pokemon into Star Wars. Maybe it's cold outside. I don't know why I mentioned
the rape song, but there we go. Yes, go ahead.
So, first of all, have you watched it yet? The 2 episodes that are out?
Yeah, and it's amazing, and I'm a big fan. Okay. So the first episode, I'm not gonna. I might be hyping up the first episode. I feel like it was a weird start. Like, it was cool, like the whole Western theme and all that. But once you got the blue guy, it was a little. It was okay. But once you get on the planet and he's riding those ugly animals, and he meets the freaking droid 88. Is that his name?
Yeah,
something 88.
I don't know, whatever. But he's an IG unit.
Yeah, so. IG. I think it's IG 88 or something. Anyways, that robot is dreams do come true. That was an amazing moment.
Wasn't that
Star
cool?
Wars? Yeah,
where they
that droid
like
is
team
so
up.
cool.
Oh my gosh,
dude, I love that. So and there's
well,
I don't know if we should do spoilers. We shouldn't do spoilers.
No, I don't
we?
think we could. We shouldn't go any further. I don't think.
No,
this is.
I don't think so.
Okay, so maybe I was more in love with the first episode than you were, Dev.
No, I really liked it, but I don't think it started as strong as people are maybe putting it up to.
Yeah, maybe maybe I'm being a little bit of a fanboy here, but I thought it was incredible. Like the way it felt, it just, I don't know, if it did feel like a Western, it felt grimy. It felt like it just had this like tone to it that I just loved. And it got me so excited. And then episode 2 comes, because what you find out at the end of episode 1 is so cool and it is amazing. It is it is so cool to have like just the repercussions or what this is. I just want to know. And episode 2 was so cool. Like the action scenes were amazing. The second one
is amazing. Yeah. That game, the second episode to me, like I was in on the first, but the second one will keep you there. Cause that, you see the Jawas again,
dude, the Jawas, it's so honestly, there's like this little bit of a comedy to this episode. And it felt like kind of just cheesy, but in like an amazing way. And I can't say it enough. Go watch these episodes.
Dude, if you love sand crawlers, you get to see what a sand crawler does.
Which
you get to
I
see
do.
The experience of it. You get inside a little more of its spaces, and there's some good stuff. There's some good stuff in here that you're gonna like. I'm a big fan. I love this Mandalorian stuff. It's one of my favorite Star Wars things in a bit, and I think this is going to be really cool. So I hope it stays on this trajectory. It looks amazing. Go watch it. Go get Disney Plus. What are you doing? Come on.
First of all, that service is awesome. I'm in love.
Dude,
but
it's amazing.
There's been so much Star Wars right now. Holy moly.
Have you done Fallen Order yet?
Yes, I'm 3 hours in.
Nice.
I'm 3 hours in. I started last night. And Devin, have you played this yet? Have you played it?
And I really want to. Me and my dad are going to go in on it together because my dad really wants it. He has my PlayStation right now. So we're going to have him and me get on it. And I think he'll play it first. So I'm going to be a little out of it for a little bit. But what I've seen and heard, it looks awesome. And I want it bad.
And I know this isn't Nintendo, but like obviously Nintendo is video games and we are super hyped about just all video games in general.
We love all video games. Yep.
This game is honestly like this might, if it keeps going the way that it does, like now it has some technical problems that I think they'll fix with patches and things like that. But if this continues the way it does, because the way it kicks off, Devin, like the story, the tone, the story beats, the action, everything that happens, it grabs you and pulls you in. If it continues on this trajectory, dude, this is going to be my game of the year. It is. Holy cow, I couldn't stop last night because it was so good. Like this is one of my favorite Star Wars things. Like these last couple of weeks, and then we have a movie coming out. There's so much Star Wars that I'm so happy right now.
Oh, dude, me too. Like, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I know I'm griped about it a little bit here and there, but I really love Star Wars. And my gosh, that game, I'm so glad EA did it. Hallelujah. Miracle,
it's about freaking time, dude.
My frick. How long have you had that license? It's been like 7 years. Come on.
But
it's so nice to have a
Respawn is an amazing
game.
developer.
And Respawn is amazing. And this is, it's like Metroid-like with a whole bunch of God of War
like
things.
Dark Souls-esque.
And Dark Souls. And the story I hear is fantastic. And
the acting.
And I have an idea of where this is going. It's going to be great. That's all I got. It's going to end on a tearjerker most likely. So I am
think
excited.
So too. Well, even the first part, dude, it got to me, man. Like it just it sucked me in. So the acting, the voice acting, the animation, everything just feels so natural and not video gamey. Like it just felt,
which is nice.
It felt so good. And I just, if you got any other system besides the Switch, go check it out. It is incredible.
Yeah, for sure, man. I can't recommend it enough. I'm so excited. I think it's a 90 or was a 90 on Metacritic. Might be less now, but yeah. So that is that with questions. Thanks, everyone. releases. Sparklight came out on the 14th. Oh my goodness. Sorry, my mic has gone wild. Sparklight came out on the 14th with a Metacritic of 79. Go check that out. I think it's an indie game. I don't know much about it, but 79 is not bad. November 19th, we got Bobble Bubble for Friends. So this is
it Bobble Bubble or Bubble Bobble?
Oh, it's Bubble Bobble. I spelt it the wrong way on this.
Bobble Bubble. It's the knockoff brand.
Yeah.
Brand.
It probably should be the knockoff brand. 64. Probably don't go get it. Yeah. Again, we're kind of getting the end of the year. Pokemon was we're going to get into Game of the Year talk soon. So it's just kind of that time where you're not getting the best of best games, but whatever. Lastly, let's get into recommendations, Trev. Final recommendation is where we give something from anything. It could be movies, whatever we like in the world. It could be video games, doesn't matter. And we just recommend it so you guys can go enjoy it. Trev, what's your recommendation this wonderful, wonderful week?
So my recommendation, again, non-Nintendo, so non-Tindo, falls in line with the Mandalorian show. So there is a Mandalorian documentary. It's like 40 some odd minutes long on YouTube. And it is by a YouTuber named Meta Nerds Lore. So METANERDZ.
Okay.
Lore,
I think I saw
LORE.
something. I think I seen this creator's name, but I don't think I clicked on his thing.
I've never watched this stuff before, but this was so good because I was curious because I've been watching Mandalorian. I feel like I know a lot about the Mandalorians, but I wanted to get like a real depth of like the history. And Devin, it goes back like tens of thousands of years ago and like where they started. Did you know the Mandalorians? So they actually were a race called like the Thong or whatever it is, but they were living on Coruscant.
Oh,
so
really?
You know that planet that's covered in one big city. They were like native species of Coruscant. And anyways, the way that it like progressed in their philosophies, because do you notice like in the latest episode of Mandalorian, they talk about how he's like, they tell him put his gun down. He's like, I don't, because that's part of my religion. And it goes into like the philosophies, all this stuff of Mandalorians. It is so cool. Like go check it out. Like I know it's a lot to ask for a 45-minute thing, but I don't think you'll be disappointed. There's some really cool art. There's video. There's stuff that this guy did. It was really good quality.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've been watching similar kind of things where like they're explaining like the episodes and getting into like the nitty gritty and stuff. I think I'll definitely go check this out because, man, I am on the show, like just so into it. So yeah, for sure.
Cool.
What my recommendation is Jim Kay has been doing some illustrated versions of Harry Potter books, and he's just barely released, I think maybe a couple months ago, the Harry Potter Goblet of Fire. And these illustrations are amazing. They're great for like kids and stuff to see like the vision, like these really cool, beautiful books with great pictures. It's amazing. Like the artwork that is represented in these books. If you're a Harry Potter fan, which I am, and I never really read the books. I started with the movies and kind of got into the books. So for me, I'm reading these books, starting with these kind of illustrations, which is really cool. It's a cool experience to actually go this way. So, dude,
I like
that's
that.
mine.
Okay.
Yeah, go check it out. They're amazing.
So are there illustrated books? Do you just get them at like a bookstore? Or
just Amazon bookstore, wherever your bookstores are. Stars. Hillbilly tabs.
Cool. I like it.
Yeah, and I think it's the full book. Usually with illustrations, sometimes you worry it's not the full thing. So it's the full book. It's big, chunky, beautiful, and my goodness, it is pretty. So a really cool thing to have. Probably a good Christmas present since we're getting to that time.
Yeah, and good recommendation, dude.
Is it, man? That's our recommendations. That's our show. Thanks everyone for listening to the Nintendo Show. You guys can give any of your questions to the podcast at nintendoshow.com or leave your comments in our Facebook group, which is newly created. Thanks, Trev. Social stuff. We got YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, Facebook, all that junk. Go out there, rate, comment, follow us, and share with others. That does help a lot. And seriously, we appreciate you. We love you. Bye.